The Tesla Model Y looks absolutely stunning with white seats, but does that mean you have a problem on your hands, or do you need to protect them to make sure they stay pristine and white? Well, after 6 months of owning the Tesla Model Y, I can guarantee you need to protect them to make sure they're perfect. So today we're going to show you exactly what you need to do to protect these white seats and guarantee they're good for a lifetime. Before you start protecting your white seats, you're going to need to clean them down thoroughly. First thing first is you're going to need some Castile soap. The Castile soap can be purchased from any pharmacy or even online. There is a product that Tesla recommended to us directly, but unfortunately we can't seem to get our hands on it. So Castile soap, which is basically soap without any chemicals inside it, will do just fine. You're then going to need to put it into some sort of spray bottle. Now on the back of the packet of this one, it recommends 1 part Castile soap, 3 parts water to create a diluted solution. You're then simply going to spray the solution on the white seats, wipe it down with 1 microfiber cloth, and then come back and dry it off with a second. When you're ready, simply spray a few squirts from the bottle of the Castile soap all over the seats, and make sure you spray 1 or 2 squirts on the actual cloth itself. Now, I recommend microfiber cloth because they're always just that little bit better and a little bit softer. What you'll notice is I sprayed a little bit of way too much Castile soap on these seats, and the actual cloth ended up becoming quite soapy, so I continued to spray it without realizing until the very end. You want to actually squirt a few less squirts than what I've shown in this video, just to make sure you don't have too much residue all over the seats. However, after a few little scrubs and a couple wipes over the actual seats, they ended up looking just as bright, just as white as they were on day one. When you finish with the Castile soap, you want to come back with a second microfiber cloth and give it a good wipe down. You don't want to leave that residue sitting all over the seats and penetrating into the vegan leather. That's going to leave stains and it's not going to look good in the long run. So make sure you give it a very thorough wipe down and make sure there is no residue whatsoever left on these seats in preparation for the leather shield. Now that you've cleaned your seats and potentially even vacuumed your car to make sure everything is spot free, you're ready to use your leather shield. Now make sure you read your leather shield instructions all the way through, because there are YouTube videos out there that tell you only need to wait 12 hours. When in actual fact, when you read the instructions, it's going to tell you need to wait 24 hours. You need to make sure the vehicle is inside, no humidity, no sun. So you want to do this inside your garage wherever possible. The leather shield itself is actually incredibly easy to apply. All you need to do is take out the applicator, spread a few little drops on the cloth, and then go over all of your leather surfaces. If you do see a little bit of streak marks, make sure you reapply within 15 minutes and immediately wipe off. Generally speaking, the leather shield is not meant to leave any residue, not meant to leave any marks, and when you sit in your car next time, you might feel a slight change in the leather just because the coating is there. However, after a while that'll dissipate and it won't be like anything was there ever to begin with. Now typically the leather shield recommends that you test a little portion of the leather shield somewhere on a discrete location. Obviously, this being our second application, we don't need to actually test it again because we know it's pretty good. So I went ahead straight away and started wiping over the passenger side seat. You want to continuously use a single motion, lift, pull and drag. You want to be able to apply that texture coat as smoothly and evenly as possible without too much residue. Now obviously this becomes quite challenging as the seats curve and contour, but you want to make sure you try and get into every nook and cranny. When you come across to the front seats, try and make sure you get underneath as much as you can of that headrest because it can't actually move, but a little bit of dust and debris definitely goes in them. You also want to make sure you get into all the corners as much as you possibly can, and don't forget about the back of the headrests when you move to the rear side of the vehicle. Once 24 hours has passed and your seat's completely dry, you only have to clean them with water wipes. Now, these are basically just baby wipes with no chemicals again added to them. Because this is vegan leather, you want to make sure you don't put any chemicals on them to ruin the leather. Now, I will say before we go too much further that whatever we've done in this video, we've done it on our own merit. It is our responsibility and our liability. Whatever you do on your own, please take some caution and some care, because what we've done may not work for you. It is just my opinion on how to keep these seats clean for us. Anyway, that's all for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. But like always, I'll see you next Monday.